Hello everyone, today I'll be making a craft video about the submachine gun, the IKELOS SMG version 3. Since we previously had this submachine gun from past seasons, I do recommend for you to craft 2 different submachine guns, one for more of a add clear and for dungeons, and then another version of endgame activities. For the first column, we have Shot Swipe, Feeding Frenzy, Petrol Motion, Dymatic Sway Reduction, Threat Detector, and Killing Wind. And then the rest of the perks is just the enhanced version. In the second column for the submachine gun, we have Frenzy, Tap the Trigger, Pug List, Surrounded, Voltshot, and Rangefinder. For the first weapon, mainly I want to make a add clear submachine gun weapon. So I chose Fluted barrel just to increase handling speed and slightly stability. Another option you can do is just focus on having a lot of reload speed, especially for this certain craft. For the submachine gun, you'll want something that focuses more on reload. For the next perk, now this one's very interesting because not a lot of weapons have this. Mainly the IKELOS weapons and probably the Seraph weapons have this perk, but we are not able to fully craft the Seraph weapons, maybe next season. But for the IKELOS, for what I'm seeing, is we are able to craft weapons with the Seraph Rounds. Now you're probably wondering what it is. So the Seraph Rounds overpenetrates targets and bounces off hard surfaces. It does increase slightly range and stability. It is mainly a mini version of Heartlight if anyone's very familiar of Heartlight. The one thing I'm a little confused, it says that you can combine the penetration of armor piercing rounds, but on the second column, it doesn't have any of it. Seraph Rounds can actually kill you. So if you go against the wall, or if you angle your character in a certain angle on the floor, you can actually hurt yourself with the Seraph Rounds, which will lead you back to orbit, or it can mess up your solo flawless for your emblem. So just be aware that the Seraph Rounds can hurt you. So one thing people are asking, does the Seraph Rounds, does it penetrate through Cabal shields? Not really. So it doesn't do that unless you have anti-barrier submachine gun, then yes. But the Seraph Rounds, not at all. It would just bounce off the shield. Just to let everyone know if anyone is curious about it. So for this first submachine gun, I do recommend trying out Feeding Frenzy. For the Voltshot to work, you must kill an ad and then you'll have the Voltshot to be active. Then once you take down an ad, then you have to reload again so you can get the Voltshot. The only thing I don't like about Feeding Frenzy is you need to have around 3 kills to have the reload speed much faster. When you do take down one ad, it's 10 plus 10% of the reload speed. Next will be 45, the second one. Then the third one will be 55. Fourth will be 70%. And then fifth will be 100% reload speed. So even if you do add the enhanced Feeding Frenzy, the only thing it does is extends, I guess, 1 second. I mean, that's how I feel when I was testing out this weapon. It felt like it was just 1 second additional and that's about it. If you do want to spend 2,000 materials on enhanced Feeding Frenzy, you can. Or you just want the regular Feeding Frenzy. Let's talk about Shot Swipe. This one's really interesting because I actually like this perk, but it's just something that people should know. So when you do get final blows, you store charges which allow you to swipe and store weapons very fast. The only thing I don't like about it is you need to always switch a heavy with your submachine gun or switch with your kinetic with your submachine gun. So for example, let's just say I am using Will-O-The-Horde and I want to switch to a rocket or linear. the shot swipe doesn't really work. You can see proof that I am trying to see if the shot swipe is active if I use Will to the Horde with a rocket or mainly a linear for this footage, and it's not really working at all. But you can see the shot swipe on the left side of the column. So it does show up even if you're using Will the Horde, even if you're using linear fusion rifle or any type of heavy. The only way for your weapons to swipe fast is you have to mainly use a submachine gun and then swipe to your heavy or swipe to your kinetic. It always has to be the submachine gun first instead of the kinetic switching to a heavy. So let's talk about Voltshot. So we have talked about Voltshot on previous seasons. If anyone remembers, the Sky Rifle had Demolitionist with Voltshot. Now this submachine gun has Voltshot and is very, very new because past seasons, especially the warmind season, there was no such thing as Voltshot. And there was no such thing of the extra perk, which I should have mentioned earlier. So for this unique perk, it says here it breaks target shield and partially reloads the weapon's magazine. If you're breaking any target shield, solar arc, stasis, if there is stasis, I have not seen a stasis shield yet, by the way, it will partially reload your weapon's magazine. So when you're using the regular Voltshot, you only get around 6 seconds. For the enhanced version, which I do recommend, you get +1, so around 7 seconds. So with the combined with Fitting Frenzy and Voltshot, this submachine gun is really, really good. Highly recommend to try it out. Now let me just mention this before I go to the second recommendation craft. Any Seraph or IKELOS weapons, you can make warmind cells. So you can use warmind cells to clear ads. Not only that, but you can also shoot these circuits from the dungeon, which I have mentioned on my run, but I'm going to mention it again because I feel like people forgot that I mentioned it. So this is going to be the second submachine gun. This is just a recommendation if you do want to craft a second weapon. For the Masterwork version, reload speed isn't really 100% necessary since I am not using the Voltshot. So I do recommend to try out handling or stability for the second craft submachine gun. But if you do prefer reload, then I would say go ahead. For the first perk, I am going to just put a fluid barrel, and then next, this is optional. You can put Seraph Rounds. Seraph Rounds, it is recommended. It's a very unique perk. Not all weapons have it. But if you prefer something else, maybe you want more reload speed, or you want more handling, or you want more stability, then you can just put those perks instead of Seraph Rounds. So this is going to be when people are going to get extremely sensitive. Now, for me, I prefer Petrol Motion Enhanced with Frenzy. Basically, what it does, it gains bonus stability, handling, reload speed while you are in motion. So mainly it means if you're moving around, running, even walking, you will have the Petrol Motion to be active. Now, how much? So it does have 2 stacks. So the first one, it gives you around 5 stability, 5 handling, and 5 reload speed. Then during the ×2 Petrol Motion Enhance, after around 10 seconds, then you have 15 stability, 15 handling, and 15 reload speed. And this could be active all the time, especially if you are running a lot, walking a lot. Now, people can argue and prefer Feeding Frenzy. Well, here's the thing. Frenzy secretly has plus 50 reload speed, plus 50 handling. And of course, a 15% damage increase. So you don't really need Feeding Frenzy at all, especially when you are using Frenzy. Another option, if you don't like Petrol Motion, which I know some people would disagree, you can also try a Threat Detector. So a Threat Detector secretly increases reload, stability, and handling when you are close to enemies. So for example, if you do have 15 meters of an enemy, let's just say 1, then you'll have 15 stability, 50 reload, and then 0.75 handling. Now if you have 2 or 3, then you'll have plus 40 stability, plus 55 reload speed, and 0.56 handling. Enhanced Frenzy, which I have not talked about yet. It doesn't really increase anything. All it does is just increases the duration of the frenzy. Now I don't know how much, but I'm going to assume probably 1 second, maybe 2. I have not fully tested out. But when you are putting frenzy instead of Voltshot, which is why I recommend to craft 2 submachine guns, IKELOS, you don't really need feeding frenzy. I just feel like it's a waste when frenzy gives you plus 50 reload speed. So I do recommend you try it out threat detector, try a petrol motion, and then try out fitting frenzy, and then just see what works for you. For me, before someone comments, I do feel feeding frenzy is good for Voltshot because you do need to reload quite fast, so you can just keep using Voltshot over and over again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just my recommendations, and I'm probably gonna make another craft video. I'm not 100% sure, but a big maybe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.